What's going on, YouTube? Sitting out here waiting, man. Picking somebody up. But thing is, I'm parked in a loading zone, so if y'all see my eyes get big and I'm starting to move, then you'll know why, because somebody coming and, give me a ticket. But anyway, man, I want to ask a question to Joe's Witnesses. I know not too many watch, and maybe they do. Who knows? Here's a question I really want you guys to think about. Okay? I want you guys to really think about this. First of all, I'm going to tell a experience I had that made me want to make this video. Because when you come out of Watchtower, when you come out of that twilight zone that you were in for however long you was in there, you go through 3 different phases. Okay, maybe 4. I'm just going to do the 3. The first one is, if you're in my case, shock and disappointment. You're like, wow, I can't believe I fell for it. I spent all this time telling people they was wrong, but I was the one wrong. You know what I'm saying? The second part is disgust and anger. You want to kill somebody, man. No, I'm just messing with you. You're angry because you're thinking, how can people do this to you? How can people knowingly mislead you or knowingly tell you lies for their benefit? And you're angry because you felt you've been had. You've been bamboozled. You've been duped. You understand what I'm saying? And so you get angry. And the last part, the last phase, is basically taking the L and getting on with your life. I'm at that point now where I'm just, getting on with my life, man. I didn't experience too much anger as far as this because I didn't really lose anything, As I say before, those who really lose something, those who have family, those whose mom and dads are still in their family and stuff. I didn't lose anything. You know what I'm saying? So I would say I got to the last phase, the 3-step program. To get all out of my system. I'm on a part now, so I've not made too many videos. Probably not make too much after this because life is too short to spend it. What can you say? Just going over rehashing old garbage, man. And for those who keep on, hey, go ahead. I'm just one person, man. This is just for me. I'm not want to tell people how they need to recover it. That's for them, man. But for me, I'm speaking me personally, man. Tell you experience, man. I had a friend. And wait a minute. Did I say friend? I say friend at the Kingdom Hall. I said friend at the Kingdom. There's no such thing, man. There's no such thing as a commander of the Kingdom Hall, man. That's an oxymoron, man. Where did that come from? Alright, I had a man, commander of the Kingdom Hall. Alright. Alright, anyway. I had an acquaintance at the Kingdom Hall. We used to kick it, man. Invite him over to barbecues, go have a drink, just kick it, man. And the moment I expressed doubt, not so much came out and saying that they weren't appointed. The moment I expressed doubt in the divinity of the governing body, this dude acted like I had leprosy, man. I mean, the point, if you ever read the Bible, leprosy, you had to yell unclean. You see the person down the street, you don't just turn around. You got to yell unclean to warn people behind you. Oh, y'all better get out the way. There's leper coming. So he started treating me like I had leprosy. And I'm like, man, what did I do, man? I didn't, I never called you out your name. I never stole anything from you, man. We was cool. I gave you the utmost respect. But the moment I start doubting and expressing my doubts into the divinity, into the godhood of the governing body in New York, he started to avoid me like I had leprosy, man. And I'll tell you, man, we're just going to call him Troy, all right? For identity purposes, we call him Troy. So I get, I move. I give Troy my new address. I say, hey, man, come on, chill, man. Come by. You can come by the house. Come see the new spot. You know what he said? Oh, okay. Well, I got to take care of my dad. Now, I didn't know dude had a dad. Now, I know that sounds crazy, okay? I know that sounds crazy, but let me explain. I didn't know dude was that close to his dad where he had to take care of. I'm like, why all of a sudden you got to take care of your dad? I know things happen, okay? But this is one of the phrases Jehovah's Witnesses use when they want to deal with you. They always got to take care of a sick family member, all out of the blue. Because in their mind, family responsibility, the irony, right? Family responsibility comes first before you go out there and do all kinds of... The irony, right? The irony, for those who came out, we know what that means. But that's one of the lies they will tell you. I got to take care of my dad this day. I'm like, dude, I've been knowing you for 7 years. I ain't never seen you go take care of your dad. You know what I'm saying? You never even talked about your dad. You never even spent time with your dad. Why was I saying you taking care of him? You know, I know that was just a little, one of them little catchphrases. So I say, oh, okay, but you really just want to hang out with me. Okay, now I had a homeboy named, let's call him Cletus, right? These old school names, right? Cletus stayed with me, right? Now Cletus still goes to the Kingdom Hall. So he plans to go to the Kingdom Hall that night. He catches the bus to my house. Now Cletus said, I'll ask somebody to bring, because it's out 10 o'clock. This is a midweek meeting. It's out at 10 o'clock. I gotta go to work next time. I'm not finna go drive, because we live about 20 miles from where the old Kingdom Hall was. So he said, I'll just have somebody from the Kingdom Hall bring me there. So Cletus walks in about 10 o'clock at night. And, my wife asked, how you get here? Because the buses stopped running. He said, Troy brought me. So we like, oh yeah, where he at? Because I invited Troy over. I gave him a thing. He said, tell the family hi, and he took off. I was like, Flavor Flav. I was like, wow. I'm like, I thought we was closer than that, man. I'm like, wow, man, that's crazy. That is crazy. Dude couldn't even come in and say hi. I'm like, what did I do to you, homeboy? I thought we was cool. And it's all good, It's all good. No hard feelings, man. It's just disappointment, because we are supposed to die for each other, man. Let's put it, we'll die for each other, man. People came and asked where this guy was. This person lied and told the authority he wasn't there. He could have got killed if they found out. That jive on the assembly platforms, how brothers had died for other brothers. I think some of those stories made up, because if you can't take the time out to say hi to me, if you can't sacrifice your time to come say hi to me, how you going to sacrifice your life and die for me? I think some of the stories are made up and exaggerated, but the whole organization is janky, and the Twilight Zone I was in, I'll take that as a double L, a life learned lesson. Well, a triple L, man. I'll take it as a triple L, life learned lesson. And at this point, thank you for the experience, Watchtower, man. Thank you for helping me, because I would say I've got something out of it. I'd say I've got public speaking skills. I used to like talking in front of people. I've since come to have a fondness of reading, because when I was in school, I didn't like reading. I couldn't comprehend things. So I would say the Watchtower gave me those skills. But anyway, I lost my train of thought. But here's my question for you, Jehovah's Witness. And I know not a lot of you are not watching, but those of you who are, who sitting on that fence and need a push off that fence, because something is not right with what's going on, but you're holding on to something, maybe your friends, your family, or something. Let me give you that push. Let me kind of knee you off that fence. Here's a food for thought for you guys. Here's some food for thought. I'm the faithful slave right now. I'm providing this food for thought at the proper time. Okay? The Watchtower's a $1 billion corporation. All right? Let me ask you this, man. What have they done for you? What will they do for you? Besides giving you something to read, what have them governing body members did for you? What have they did for you? Not a goddamn thing, man. Not a goddamn thing. Alright? All they do is sit they punk behinds in New York like kings and control everybody else's life. That's all they do. That's all they do. You understand what I'm saying? That's all they do. If you need some tissue to wipe your behind, they wouldn't even give you a square to do that, man. If you was dying of hunger and knocked on the Bethel door and asked for food, and they was eating chicken, you know how sometimes you eat a chicken wing and you still got that little piece of meat on the end of it, they'll throw that away before they give it to you. How you a $1 billion corporation and don't even help the homeless, man? You ain't spent a dime to help the homeless. So why y'all giving up your friends and your family, man? Why you giving up your son? Why you throwing them out like yesterday's trash? For these dudes ain't gonna help you with doing nothing, man. Why? What did they do for you, man? What they gonna do for you? Yeah, what they gonna do for you, man? They not doing nothing, man. These people sit in the thing, they don't have to go to work. You understand what I'm saying? They don't have to go to work and struggle to take care of their family. They don't have to worry about if I call in sick, am I going to have a job when I get back? They ain't got to worry about asking for days off from their job to give a talk at the assembly. They ain't got to worry about none of that. But they want y'all to do it? What did they do for you, man? Why you guys give them so much honor and veneration? What did these idiots do for you, man? What these punks in New York do for you? You would actually, let me talk to you moms real quick, man. Think back when you was pregnant with your kids, man. Think about, a woman. She's pregnant with her kids for 40 weeks, right? During that time, she started to feel them kicking. She going to bond. Well, that's the strongest bond on earth. Mom and child. You have formed the bond with this child. And because 7 little punks, these little cowards in New York, tell you don't talk to them, and you gonna give that up because these little suckers in New York ain't tell you to do it? What is wrong with you, man? These dudes ain't care nothing about you. You give up your life not taking blood, and guess what? They collecting donations going on with their life. They can't even take the time out to come to a memorial and give their condolences to you. You know how many people would die not taking blood because the government body flip-flop on that, and then that person died and the government body don't even recognize them? What is wrong with you jokers, man? What's wrong with you suckers that you listening to these 7 punks in New York? What the hell did they do for you? What will they do for you besides sitting in that little compound over there with $1 billion, sitting on the internet screen talking about something that ain't even real? Something they can't even provide for you. The hell they doing for you? Why the hell you gonna give up your kids for them? They ain't giving up nothing for you, man. All they doing is taking from you. All they do is give you, Joe Witness, a territory to go knock on and stuff to read. They won't even help you out if you get a legal battle. If you go on somebody's porch and they shoot you, they don't even pay your hospital bill. If you got a court case for trespass, they ain't gonna pay your attorney fees. What is they doing for you? And why is you giving so much up for that? Why? These people got you so brainwashed, you can't even think. These people ain't doing nothing for me. All they doing is give me something to read. If I'm hungry, what I'm gonna do? Eat a Watchtower? The hell is wrong with y'all, man? Gee whiz. I'm telling you, man, the mindset of you Jehovah's Witnesses, man, and this was my mindset. This is my mindset, so I understand. Don't get it twisted, man. I'm not speaking down to you guys. Don't get it twisted. It's just coming out and seeing clearly. You can see above the BS. You understand what I'm saying? You can see above, and I'm looking side to side. I'm trying not to get this ticket, man. You can see above the BS. All right? You can see above the BS. Trust me, man. Think about this. Think clearly, please. Any Jehovah's Witness watching this, please think clearly. Forget about me, man. Forget my sexy behind. Forget my sexy behind. Overlook me. I want you to think what I'm telling you, man. 7 dudes in New York have no credentials for being appointed by God. No credentials besides the fact that another governing body member said this person governing body. That's the only credentials they got. They self-appointed. If you lost your job trying to go to the convention, what is the governing body going to do for you? You understand the governing body? Oh, let me roll these windows down. Man, I'm sweating like a slave. I I am sweating like a slave, man. But at least I'm not no slave to no man. You understand what I'm saying? I'd rather sweat like a slave than be a slave to these little fat geeks up in New York, man. I can't stand them punks, man. I'm just, man. And just they faces, man. Man. They irk me, man. Stephen let dude look like a retard, man. You know what I'm saying? Dude look like a retard. You God appointed you as a retard, man. You look like a retard with Tourette's, man. Like what is wrong with this cat, man? Samuel Hurd, man, you the only black person on the governing body, man. How God only picked one black person, man? What, God, he can only deal with one black person leading his people? Dude look like an owl. He on there talking, man. He's the oldest dude, man. Dude dang near senile, man. Samuel Hurd would not do nothing for nobody, man. Jeffrey Jackson, man, this fat liar, man, sit on the court case. You know what I'm saying? Where they getting the money to pay for these attorneys, man? That all these court cases go to, where they getting the money from? They not reaching their pocket. They taking you guys donations, man. But you go over there and knock on the door because you ain't got no job, you ain't got no food. They ain't finna give you nothing, man. And for what? What the hell got nobody doing for y'all? What is they doing for y'all, man? If they not doing for y'all, if they not inspired, what is you listening to them for, man? It gotta be some kickback, something, man. And as I said before, think about this, man. As I say before, the strongest bond on earth is between mom and child. And if I can give up that bond, if I could throw my child out, not because my child disrespected me, not because my child tried to kill me, not because my child did anything in particular to me, it's because my child did not listen to these 7 men in New York. And because they didn't do that, I'm going to get rid of my child? Because of what they said? And what they say can change from here to there, they might change because, oh, it's hot outside. They change their things just because it's Wednesday. It ain't no rhyme or reason, just change it. It's like they go to bed and night, have a dream and say, oh no, you know what, that was wrong, let me change it. And you guys go walk like some zombies, man, following what they telling you to do. And for what? So what that leads me to believe is that the governing body told you guys to go kill former members. You guys do it, no questions asked. If you can give up your child for somebody else tell you, it's no question what you'll do. That's unquestioned loyalty. That's devotion that's very dangerous. That's the last thing you would give up is your child, especially for somebody else. Now, I know people give up for selfish reasons, but hardly anybody will ever give up their child and they not getting nothing back from it. You know what I'm saying? You want to dig? That's some dangerous devotion going on in the Watchtower Empire. And you would give up your kids, your friends, not because they did anything to you in particular. You would give it up because these 7 men you never met. These 7 men would never take the time out to come shake your hand and say hi to you, see how you doing. If you need some food, sure. They wouldn't, man, just like I said, they wouldn't give you a square tissue to wrap your behind. And they wouldn't do that, and you would really give up your family for them? Y'all long gone. I feel sorry for you. I pray you guys wake up. I pray all you guys wake up, man. Just think what I'm saying. You willing to give up your family. You willing to give up your life for somebody willing to give up $1 for you. They got a good game going, man. No taxes, $1 billion free labor. And all you got to do is sit on a broadcast and tell people what you think they should be doing. Let me get on that, man. Hey, I ain't mad at him. Well, I am mad at him, but you know what I'm saying? Sure, I wish I would have came up with it. But the thing is, my heart wouldn't let me do that, man. I'm not that selfish. I'm not that sinister. You gotta be a conscious, dead person to purposely go along with this and not give no kickback. They don't even give kickback to people, man. They give a little kickback to their better workers, but guess what? You use that, what they giving them, they use that in one day. What they give them in a month, they use that in one day. And as I said before, $1 billion, these governing body men got to work another day in their life and give these people, they can give them $1,000 a month, man, and still have money. You know how much money $1 billion is? And they making revenue off the assets. So even though they got $1 billion, every year they making that. So they can give these people $1,000 a day. You feel what I'm saying? They give these people $1,000 a day, and yet still be set for life. But they go right in New York, look at all them homeless people down there, and walk right past them. So to be less long-winded, my question to you is: you give your life up for these men in New York because of what they tell you to do. You think you're giving up for God, but God don't tell people to do that. God never told nobody to give up their moms and dad for that. God's never told nobody to give up their mom and dad. I could never read nobody God said give up your daughters and your kids. I never read nobody say that. You can think you're giving up for God, but truthfully in your heart, you know what I'm saying. You're not doing it because you read the Bible and you came to tell yourself. You're doing it because somebody told you, and they told you a scripture as to what it said. Now, I know Jehovah's Witnesses ain't gonna think they mind so dead, man. It's like, you know, their mind is so dead. Let me tell you what kind of people Jehovah's Witnesses is, man. Let me tell you what kind of people Jehovah's Witnesses is. Jehovah's Witnesses be the type of people. The door says, and I heard this from a comedian, so I don't want to think I made this up. The door would say push to open, right? The governing body would tell its members, pull that door. Jehovah's Witnesses see the door say push to open, they'll pull it. You know what they say? They're inside fighting against us. That's the type of people Jehovah's Witnesses. That's how dumb, and I'm sorry to call you guys that because I was dumb. And not dumb purposely, but just dumb down. The door would say push to open, but Jehovah's Witnesses would pull it to open because the governing body said pull. And then they'll turn around and say, oh man, no, they're inside fighting. They're keeping the door closed on us. Meanwhile, y'all just doing something that the governing body told y'all to do. And these people won't even give a dime for you, man. They won't even give a dime. And I know it's worth more than material things. I know it's worth more than material things in this world that you can give somebody. My thing is, if you ask somebody to give up their life, then dude, you better be giving something back, man. Because once you give up your life, you can't give nothing else. So to my boy, what do I call him? Troy. To my boy Troy. You know, may you live well and prosper. You know, I'm sorry, man. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I feel sorry for you, man. I just pity you, man. You gave up a good, you know, I don't want to say friend, but you know, gave up a good potential, man. You know, I would say I'm a cool dude, man. I help out when I can, you know, but you gave that up for these dudes that will never come and spend time with you, man. Once you get, you know, you taking care of your father, right? You can't tell yourself. Once you get to his age, you could have had a friend like me came and visit you. But because the government body said so, you're going to be his age, and guess who's going to come take care of you? They're going to bring their fat, retarded behinds down and see you? Nope. So, that's the question I want to ask you, Jehovah's Witnesses, who's listening. I pray for you guys, and pray for me. And until next time, I'm out.